Alrighty, chat. I'm gonna change that. I hate that. Why is... Oh, it's in front of the chat. Hello, Carnal. Oh, hello, lady. Oh my goodness. All right, I gotta go feed lady really quick. And thank you very much, Awesome Stella, for the playlist. Lamb Chop loves you. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. You are the worst. The worst. Here. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Carnale. Okay. I gotcha. Carnale. I don't know why I keep saying Carnal. Nalio. Outlaw Witch saw the first 20 minutes of the Destiny piece on Patreon. Really great stuff so far. Thank you so much. I worked all day on that. I had hoped to be... So the way I originally planned this week, I would have had about that much done by like Monday or Tuesday, but things have been happening, so that didn't come through the way I wanted it to, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Turn the lights up a little bit. Let me... Yeah, sorry, I'm doing some video management stuff really quick. Nope. Nope, not what I wanted still. Damn it. So, yeah, sorry, everybody. I am currently... So, I'm working with the nicer Elgato again because I'm not recording anything, so I don't mind the black line, but it is a problem that is being addressed. I am going back and forth with Elgato quality control and like customer service and stuff, so they can hopefully they'll just be able to send a replacement, and that would be super rad. That would be super neat. I'll take those off. If I look terrible, it's because I'm tired as hell. I am tired. I think, like a lot of people, I'm very tired. I'm very worn down. I'm very stressed about everything that's happening. Hey, lady, could you not? Dog. Canadian Goose, hello. Oh my god. Thank you very much, Carnale. Second dinner. No. Wild Antic. Evening DD. I can do any more Renee content streams. I really don't want to see more videos of her being murdered. We're not going to be looking at any of that tonight. I mean, we will be. We're going to be looking at the statement by Renee's wife, but other than that, I don't want to watch. I also don't want to watch any more of that shit because it's been rough. I feel like this camera's making me look like I'm about to cry. I don't know why. I think it's the way the light is going on the on my eyes. I look like I'm teary-eyed. I'm not. I promise I'm not. Where is... Did I not even bring out... Oh, there it is. Okay. The new vid is kind of hard to watch. Yes. So this is a thing I wanted to talk about. Um, the new video is I don't know. I'm not. I promise. Like I don't have a problem with getting teary eyed. I just promise that as I'm looking at the camera, it looks like I'm teary eyed. I promise I'm not. Is the thing. What it actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and I took my blue light glasses off, it's probably actually just eye strain. Because now that I'm actually looking and feeling like the act of looking at a fucking screen again, because I've been, um, yeah, yeah, no, awesome stuff. I'll just be looking through the playlist, seeing if there's anything in there outside of the stuff I have scheduled that we can go through. Because yeah, we might have to do just a like, oh, you put somebody put goat videos in here. Um, we might have to just go through all the stream react videos in another day, because this. So again, because I have worked most of the day on the Destiny thing, I at first I was like, okay, uh, I'll work for a couple hours, then I will go live at 1, and then it was I'll go live at 2, and then it was I'll go live at 3, and that, as y'all can probably tell, that didn't happen. Mostly because I just kept working. But good news, got the first 20 minutes of the Destiny video done and out. I want to reiterate, I am sorry that I have no power over it, but I am sorry that the first couple pieces of the year have been so heavy. I think like I'm definitely feeling it. It is I'm feeling it both in the like views I'm getting, but I think that will, at least for the channel, turn around soon. And I want to be clear that I'm not in this kind of pivot to doing lighter content on myself. Um, I want to be clear that I am not. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to stop doing journalism, and I'm not going to stop paying attention to and reporting on these things, but I need to get in a more, I don't want to say mainstream, because I don't know how much of what I do is ever going to be mainstream, but I need to get in a more beneficial space, because covering so much of this shit for so long has been uh it's been rough for me, both mentally and kind of sinking and stagnating a lot of my views. But I want to start with, let's get right into it. Let me, oh no, why, where am I? What happened? Oh geez. Why? Um, why am I, where's the camera? Where's the friggin' camera when you need it? All right, let me, sorry, give me a second, chat. There we go. There we are. Yeah, let's change some of the lighting around here, shall we? Hey, Hammock. Hello. Fear me. DD, love the shirt. Oh, thank you very much. So kind of funny story with the shirt, even though I got it with somebody who I'm not on good terms with anymore. Um, ooh, that's too much. That's too much. Yeah, okay, I fuck with that a little bit more. It is a So these kind of Marvel shirts, and this is actually a vintage one I found. And these kind of Marvel shirts used to be like, so when I was a poor child growing up, um, the only real experience I had, I think I've talked about this before. The only real experience I had with like comic books was there was a used bookstore like right around the corner from my apartment complex. And my mom would let me go and get these like 25-cent comics sometimes when we go to the grocery store right next to it. And so I would all the like 25-cent comics were just like completely random back issues, mostly from the late 80s through like 95. And which was still like, this was around 2004, 2005, so like a decade removed. And they would be filled with my favorite things about them was that they were filled with all these old ads that I could look at for like, it would be it's a lot of like Sega Genesis games and shit. The one I remember was like Eternal Champions had because 90s game ads were so funny, but it was like, hey Johnny Cage, you afraid of getting beat up by a girl? Was in the Genesis Eternal Champions ads, which I thought was great as a kid. But long story short, they had all of these like mail-in flyers inside those comics. Um, 25-cent comics. Well, no, because it wasn't that they were 25 cents on the cover. It's that they were old issues that people had donated or sold and nobody wanted them. So it's like 25 cents. It was just like here's a box full of comics. They're all 25 cents. It wasn't that they were, like comics in the 60s, 25 cents for the comic. But they had these sendaways for t-shirts just like this, and to my knowledge that's the only place a lot of shirts like this were ever really sold, is through like mail order catalogs and like phone call lines. And this kind of like screen printed, I believe printed to order shirt kind of like fell out of vogue around the aughts and around the time of the internet. And I like War Machine. I think it was War Machine 282, 262. I never remember what it was. Iron Man 282, I believe. Yep. Iron Man 282. To give some deep Vesper lore here, this was one of the first comic books I ever owned. Um, and it's such a fucking cool. It's such a cool issue. Like as a one-off comic book, this was the quote unquote first appearance of War Machine. Um, and it was, yeah. Um, and it just like no, Schwillis, we're still getting into it. First, fucking crazy cool issue, crazy cool arc. This is when Rhodey took over the Iron Man armor, and he fights like a bunch of fucking ninjas inside of this like video game in this one, and there's like these giant robots. It was just ridiculous. It was so fucking cool. Um, anyway, and that began my fixation on War Machine, among other things. Yeah, exactly. You could sell stuff and you could earn all these prizes. It was, man, what a time for comic books. But yeah, this, and then so when I found, it was actually earlier this year, I found this shirt. And it was at a vintage store, but it wasn't like, I want to say it was like 18 bucks or something. It was like, oh, okay, I can fuck with that because it is actually vintage, and I don't know what happened to it, but it seems like one of those cases where somebody ordered a shirt and then just like it sat in a drawer for 20, 30 years. And so Yeah, this is my I don't wear a lot of I think this is actually my only like I guess like geek culture, whatever you would want to fucking call it, like my Chungus shirt. Because I don't, outside of like, more niche stuff, like I have Silent Hill shirts and I have horror movie shirts. I have a shirt that has the Japanese poster for Hellraiser on it. But outside of that stuff, I think this is my only like. I don't have anything with Star Wars on it. I don't have anything else with Marvel. I don't have anything with DC or any like other video game stuff. It's just kind of this one shirt because I have that kind of connection to that source material. My Chunga shirt, yeah. Um, yeah, no, I found it this year. Yeah. So I want to go over. Let me go over really quick the wife of Renee and her statement because I want to put that up at the top. That's probably the most important thing we're going to look at today. I also wanted to look up the Portland protesters shot. 6 protesters arrested after 2 people shot by Border Patrol agents. They shoot you, and then nobody is arrested on there. Awesome. Rad. Fucking. Uh. So this is on Brian Krasenstein, who I regret to inform everybody has done a pretty good job of like staying like wait the Krasenstein brothers are like very much brunch resistance libs. Um but they've done a good job at staying up to date on everything here. And as always, do not forget, if you're enjoying the content, please leave a like, subscribe, follow. Don't forget to donate a couple bucks because this is my job. Um, from the wife of Renee Good, Becca Good, quote, first, I want to extend my gratitude to all the people who have reached out from across the country and around the world to support our family. This kindness of strangers is the most fitting tribute because if you ever encountered my wife, Renee Nicole Macklin Good, you know that above all else, she was kind. In fact, kindness radiated out of her. Renee sparkled. She literally sparkled. I mean, she didn't wear glitter, but I swear she had sparkles coming out of her pores all the time. You might think it was just my love talking, but her family said the same thing. She was made of sunshine. Renee lived by an overarching belief there is kindness in the world. We need to do everything we can to find it, where it resides, and nurture it where it needs to grow. Renee was a Christian who knew that all religions teach the same essential truth. We are here to love each other, care for each other, and keep each other safe and whole. Like people who have done across place and time, we moved to make a better life for ourselves. We chose Minnesota to make our home. Our whole extended road trip here, we held hands in the car while our son drew all over the windows to pass the time in the miles. What we found when we got here was a vibrant and welcoming community. We made friends and spread joy, and while any place we were together was home, there was a strong shared sense here in Minneapolis that we were looking out for each other. Here, I had finally found peace and safe harbor. That has been taken from me forever. We were raising our son to believe that no matter where you come from or what you look like, all of us deserve compassion and kindness. Renee lived this belief every day. She is pure love. She is pure joy. She is pure sunshine. On Wednesday, January 7th, we stopped to support our neighbors. We had whistles, they had guns. Renee leaves behind 3 extraordinary children. The youngest is just 6 years old and already lost his father. I'm now left to raise our son and to continue teaching him, as Renee believed, that there are people building a better world for him. That the people who did this had fear and anger in their hearts, and we need to show them a better way. We thank you for the privacy you are granting our family as we grieve. We thank you for ensuring that Renee's legacy is one of kindness and love. We honor her memory by living her values, rejecting hate, and choosing compassion, turning away from fear and pursuing peace, refusing division, and knowing we must come together to build a world where we all come home safe to the people we love. It is the strength of will, the conviction it takes for Renee's wife in this moment to stay true to the person that she loved enough to stand by those convictions, even as she is dead from a completely illegitimate, completely preventable murder. And still, her wife reiterates there's kindness in the world. We need to do everything we can to find it where it resides and nurture it. She reiterates the importance of community and compassion. The most surprising thing to me was saying Renee was a Christian. Because if you've seen anything from the absolutely degenerate subhumans, and I will call them subhuman, not as a term of eugenics to say that they are somehow another species, but to say that they have abdicated their humanity, like Matt Walsh, for example. Plenty of people have come out of the woodwork in the revelation that Renee had a wife and was a lesbian to try and somehow claim that this made her morally debased, that this made her some kind of liberal leftist activist, and therefore not worthy of pity or remorse. And I think everybody kind of knows people like Renee. Everybody knows somebody who, even after all of this, would still meet the very people. Like they said this shit about Charlie Kirk, and it was such a fucking lie. It was absolute bullshit. And people called out and found 10,000 things where he said, talk shit about black people and talk shit about Asians and talk shit about Mexicans. He, at the second Charlie Kirk was on the slab, people were like, oh, he would, all these people who were, he would have just wanted to have a conversation with you. No, he would have wanted to clip you out of context. He would have wanted to make content off of anybody. Like, he didn't have that goodness in his heart. And this woman, to come out having, and I know she has to have seen the shit that people are saying about the woman she loved. I know she has to have seen and had it sent to her. And to have the conviction to come out of that with forgiveness and grace, to talk about the scumfuck who shot her wife 3 times in the head and walked away. We're not going to watch the clip, but the clip came out today that showed Renee's last words, where she says to the ICE agent, I don't hate you. Something to the effect of, you're just doing your job. And the ICE agent then pulls out the gun, shoots her 3 times in the head. And when she crashes her car and he walks over, you can hear him say, fucking bitch, after murdering him. No, we're not going to watch the Jonathan Ross video. And Renee's wife is saying right here, the people who did this had fear and anger in their hearts, and we need to show them a better way. protests are continuing to go on. Obviously, there's been almost immediately last night there were protests. As last time I checked, let me go check actually really quick. Because I want to see what's going on. Hi, Anton Preacher. What was I doing? What was I doing? What was I doing? Why? No, stop it. No, get out of here. Oh my god, stop it. Sorry, I do not know what just happened. I just had a little freak out on my computer. Hour ago. Are there any live feeds right now?
All right, they're shooting pepper balls. So they identified somebody they wanted in this crowd. They aggressively went after them. They pushed their way in. Now they're shooting pepper balls toward the crowd to keep everyone back. We don't know why they decided to go after this gentleman. There was a bunch of people standing still, and then all of a sudden they ran in and tried to grab him. This created a situation, as we move a little closer here, where they're putting the handcuffs on this guy right here. Now this guy's trying to get involved, so they're going to take him down as we speak. The pepper ball spray is very strong. They use that to make sure that the crowd's back. So one of the that we see is that some of the protesters are standing behind the media members. You see how upset people are getting, and you see how angry folks are. This crowd is on the edge when it comes to the tactics that are being. We are not sure why they decided to identify this man as someone they needed to take into custody, but obviously this is a second person.
Status Coup News will be going live in 15 in front of the Hilton that ICE was staying at. Okay. I'll go check that out in a second.
They've gone after into this crowd. Look at this right here. They're going after someone else. So you can feel the anger of this crowd. People want to hit these agents. Some people started throwing snowballs at them. This agent obviously fell and had to be retrieved by his fellow agents as they pulled him back. So this is all unfolding as the anger continues here.
Like, fucking look at that shit. Look at that shit. Like, they aren't doing anything, and these motherfuckers just straight go up to them and push them. I'm so tired. Here's the problem. Because I had some arguments today that I didn't really engage in outside of staying my peace. And my piece on this is that every motherfucker, I don't care if it's a knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing swamp creature like Asmongold or a metrosexual human failure like Matt Walsh, every motherfucker who is out here being like, well, they should have just obeyed the order. You should have just gotten out of the car, is disingenuously completely licking the boot. Because here's the thing. If you accept the framing in any way that it is okay for a masked, unaccountable government agent to unload directly at point blank range into somebody's face for not obeying an order in like the span of a minute, or B, even if she was turning her car and trying to hit him and he was out of the way and panicked, if you think any of those circumstances is okay or is justified in resulting in a death sentence, then functionally you believe nobody has any rights. Extrapolate from that in any circumstance. Because if you believe that somebody disobeying an order, even I talked about this last stream. If you believe that somebody disobeying an order deserves a death sentence, as minor as get out of the car, then you fundamentally do not value human life. And you are a coward and a liar. You don't believe in the process of law. You don't believe in the United States Constitution. You don't believe in innocent until proven guilty. All you believe in is the subjugation and aggression towards your enemies. And here's the thing. The unfortunate thing, and I'm not Fed posting here when I say this. The unfortunate thing I think more people need to realize is that as we get closer and closer to some kind of tipping point, I think everybody feels it in the air. You are within your right, morally, legally, as a human being, to see ICE agents, and more people will get this way. Seeing ICE agents themselves as a sign of aggression, as an imminent threat to your safety, the safety of your family and those around you, because they are. If there is one thing this shooting shows, it is that anybody, at any moment, doesn't matter how good-willed, doesn't matter how much they keep a clean bill, can be acted upon with deadly force by the state in the name of this agenda. There is no due process for them. So how should you react if you see an ICE agent giving you an order, not knowing whether, or no, you know what, let's say knowing they won't be held accountable for anything they do, and knowing they can kill you and your family at any given time and won't be held accountable, because that's what we're seeing here. And at a certain point, these motherfuckers are going to be treated as anybody else would, presenting an imminent and clear threat to people, their property, and their lives. And when this is all over, I will not blame a single person. Oh, yeah, no. Hey, Xenograils, how long have I been talking about firearm safety? Frederick Lind 6727, thank you very much for super chatting 50. Do you believe the possible theory that so many of them are masked because they were actually present during January 6th and have masked? Well, I don't know about the January 6th thing, no. I'm sure, look, there's probably one or two January 6ers in ICE. There's probably more than that, but it is purely because they don't want to be identified. It is because, like the Jonathan Ross thing, they want to spin these heartless, illiterate, as we're going to read, ghouls into being heroes. They want to valorize them with the same propagandistic framing that we've seen them do with with the troops for 20, 30 years now.
All right, they have deployed an
and again, I want you to look at the narratives immediately coming out about any protesters coming out is that they are Soros operatives, they're Antifa, it's the same shit every time. They are radical leftist communists who hate you, they hate patriots, they want to destroy our way of life, they want to destroy America. And then you actually see the video, and this is the same thing I've always seen. Like when you see the videos of a lot of the people on the front lines, well, it depends on the front line. But there are a lot of old people here. Like, these are fucking grandmas. These are people who have never missed paying their taxes. These are probably people who have some pretty social conservative opinions, as older people are wont to do. And still, they're out here and they're going to be plastered as radical Antifa operatives. So people like Matt Walsh can justify murdering more protesters to his audience.
Agent, folks. They have deployed an agent. Control room. They have deployed an agent.
Everybody, if you plan on going to protests, and honestly, I would say at this point, because of the summer coming up, and the fact that we are almost certainly going to see more protests, it's an inevitability. With Trump, with everything happening, you need to be equipped to handle yourself in an emergency situation. So please make sure to go and find personal first aid kits and a gas mask with functional filters. Facebook post I saw that got me heated said that Renee put herself in danger and escalated by ignoring. Fuck off. Yeah, I hate that shit. They blamed her for a kid. No, they will. That's the thing, is that it can never come back on. Like, here's another problem with the way that we treat police officers is police officers are at once these valorous lions, and I'm grouping in the police, the state apparatus as it applies to ICE, right? So for the purposes of this conversation, we'll call ICE police officers, because that's the way they're treating this. A lot of people are treating this as though it was a police shooting. The problem is that we treat officers at once as our valorous, lion-like defenders, just these glorious, hardy warriors, the paladins who defend us from the forces of evil. They're keeping our cities and streets safe. They're trained in all of this, all modern warfare, and they will defend you with tooth and claw, and look at the billions of dollars of funding they get. But the second there is a hint of pressure on them, they cannot be held accountable by their training. So then what the fuck is the point of the training if you can just wave off literally everything you're supposed to learn in it in a second? So it doesn't matter how they were trained. It doesn't matter what equipment they have. Because when it comes right down to it, they are held to a lesser standard in a high-pressure situation than an American civilian going about their day with a gun put in their fucking face. And the person holding the gun is the one that is treated like a little baby bird. How do you reckon with that? These are the things that when people talk about dismantling the structures of policing in America, it is those structures that we're talking about. It is not saying that, oh, there will never be any kind of legal force. Oh, it's just going to be pure anarchy. No, because obviously there have to be some sort of interstate forces. There have to be some sort of investigative agencies for crimes. Anybody who thinks that they're in a perfect world, in a perfect utopia, there's not going to be any of that, you're lying to yourself. Because even if people had their needs met, there would absolutely still be crime, there would still be murder, there would still be the human propensity for evil. That's not going to change, right? But that doesn't mean the structures as they are have been built up, fortified over and over so many times that the average human is no longer seen as human. Whereas the arm of the state are sanctified vanguards who can do no wrong. They are brave and they're at home resting with their family after murdering a mother.
Yeah, large, hundreds. Oh, there's another one. Okay, we're going to try to avoid that one. They're throwing this into the crowd now. That's the second one in a matter of minutes. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right, you said who was live? It was Status Quo News.
Congratulations for always being somewhere where mainstream media is.
All right, 5 o'clock. All right, so it should be happening now. Oh yeah, Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman, Anarchally. I'm familiar with the sheepdog asshole. Don't get me started on that piece of shit. Yeah, so for people who don't know, Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman is basically a grifter. Like he sells police seminars where he will go to police departments and talk about people have talked about killology. Yeah, Anarchally in the chat. And it is the sheepdog. Like you gotta guard the sheep. Like it's this Christian fascist, because it ties in like religion too. So they are going around, and this is something that's been happening for years and years, where they go around to police departments all over the country and will have these seminars and essentially instill in police the idea that they need to murder anybody, kill first, ask questions later, because otherwise, if you don't get the wolves, they're going to get you. And the problem with that, again, here we are told constantly, the narratives that are told about these people is that they are putting their lives on the line. They are self-sacrificing, heroic individuals, even though they're mostly just fucking, like, they would be working fries at McDonald's if they hadn't gone overseas to kill brown people as soon as they got out of high school and then came home and couldn't get another fucking job. Right? But, again, follow the narrative here for a moment. We are told that they are sacrificing themselves for us. So why does it seem that none of them are willing to risk, like, even chipping a nail in exchange for murdering regular civilians? Because that's what I'm told. Like, if these people really were the heroes, the self-sacrificing, just understanding, vigilant, amazing personalities that we are constantly sold an image of, why didn't the dude just take the hit? If he got, he dinged his hip a little bit on the corner of the car, which I still don't fucking believe for a second, by the way. But no, you would rather murder a kind-hearted Christian mother of 3. Two couples were shot. Whoa. 6 protesters arrested in Portland after 2 agents were shot. All right. DHS identified the 2 people in a statement as Yorlenis Belzebeth and Zabrano Contreras and Luis David Nico Moncala, undocumented immigrants from Venezuela. Jesus Christ, what a place and time to be that. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. They were suspected of ties to a Venezuelan gang. Yeah, sure. Here's the other thing I hope people realize is that the more brazen lies just keep mounting up, the less and less people are going to trust this shit. Because just in the last couple days, we've seen, and even with the incoming invasion of Greenland, I guess we're fucking doing, we've seen the complete shift of narratives from the Trump camp. Like the Maduro, for example, was taken under the auspices that he had been some kind of leader of an international gang organization that was behind trafficking narcotics to America, even though those Fisher boats, we never saw any actual proof of that. So that turned out to not be true, and they've quietly just shuffled that to the side. So that was the entire cover story for us kidnapping the sovereign leader of another nation. So cool. But along with this, and then in conjunction with everything that's happened to Renee and the steadfast emphasis they've put on it being, well, actually her fault, I think so many people are going to come around. Conservative, centrist, wherever you fall, are going to come around to being like, oh, this is all bullshit, and we literally cannot trust these motherfuckers with anything. Shot on outside a Portland hospital. Border Patrol agents had stopped a vehicle to search for a person they suspected of being an undocumented immigrant connected to Tren de Aragua. Fuck off. Sure. Saw federal officers. Wife had been shot in the chest. Jesus Christ. Simply untethered to the facts is a really good way to put it. So while we're waiting for this to go live, I do want to, so we have two things. One, Trump almost certainly has dementia. Here is him today.
Thank you.
Well, we can watch it together and enjoy his mental decline.
All right, thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Marco. Thank you, Marco.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
Mark, if you can update us on operations in the ground and with the appropriate approvals, what you might be able to achieve in the next 12 to 18.
Jesus Christ. I can't even, what? You have to laugh so you don't fucking cry. Crochet Whimsy 413. I thought postmodernism was just an art movement. I keep hearing it applied to our current political environment, though. I mean, okay, so postmodernism is a wide range of topic. If you haven't watched my video on nostalgia yet, I kind of go into it there because modernism and postmodernism it's also kind of a school of philosophy and a way to describe, it's a lot of contextual meta-analysis. And it's a hard thing to really talk about without diving deep into like the simulacrum and where we are right now. But I explain it a lot better there. Hello, dog. Hello.
Months, give us a little view from the ground.
You bet. So today, Chevron has 3,000 employees in 4 different joint ventures in Venezuela today. And over the past 5 to 7 years, they've...
He's so fucking stupid, dude. What the fuck? Why is it at 15 now? Come on now. Okay, so here we go. Well, and postmodernism is because postmodernism is a dog whistle because a lot of postmodern theory has to do with it built on. So this is why you'll hear Jordan Peterson talk about postmodernism in the same breath as Marxism and cultural Marxism. Is because a lot of the postmodernist and postmodern theory builds on Marxist ideas and ideas particularly about the interrelatedness of culture and capital. So a lot of people don't or they'll just hand wave shit as postmodernist and therefore Marxist or therefore communist or therefore leftist or whatever. So they don't have to engage with the ideas behind it when it's stuff usually pointing out the interrelatedness of exploitation or colonialism or the propagation of empire and how shit is worse in your material reality type stuff. Here we go. ICE shooting comes after bombshell probe finds new recruits can barely read or write. now I have a question before we go forward. Are we shocked at all? So part of the video I was editing today, I edited my or I was editing the very long form deep dive I'm doing into the streamer Destiny, and I was going through a video that his son did, an interview with a just like little groiper Aiden Ross wannabe dipshit. And it was so funny to me because I guess Nathan, Steven's son, goes by the username Autonomy, and the other Groiper dipshit didn't know how to say that, and he was sounding it out, and he was just like, "How do you say that? Otonimi." Which is hilarious because they spent a lot of the story like talking about various conspiracies that they had very much picked up from people like Sneeko, where they were talking about like flat earth theory and buoyancy and density, but they don't. It was just a moment that showed so clearly where they get their ideas from and the fact that they can repeat words but don't actually know them and cannot read them. Anyway. Destiny has children. Destiny has one kid. Destiny has one kid who is a groiper. But I feel so fucking bad with that kid. I genuinely do. That kid. That interview is hard to watch, and that kid is just absolutely being exploited by groipers and the far right dipshits. Yeah, it's like when Aiden Ross can pronounce ultranationalism. I wouldn't be surprised, Begrackled, if Destiny has more kids. He's certainly fucked dozens of people. I gave up in that part of the video. I gave up trying to keep track of all the girls that he has probably fucked. Because it's like over a dozen. And I mean, I'm not talking about just like people he's had sex with. I'm talking about other content creators. He's a fucking sociopath. I cannot stress enough what a sociopath he is. Deadly shooting in Minneapolis at the hands of a federal immigration officer comes weeks after a bombshell report on president's desperate drive to rush 10,000 officers onto the payroll by the end of 2025. Attracted droves of unqualified recruits, high school grads who can, quote, barely read or write, overweight candidates with doctor notes saying they're unfit, and even applicants with pending criminal charges. The report exposed how ICE took a blowtorch to hiring standards, with one DHS official blasting, "We have people failing open book tests, and we have folks that can barely read or write English." Is Destiny having a Drake moment? Ooh, I fucking hope so. I hope he has a fucking Cosby moment. Unironically, M Dragon, you're absolutely right. Destiny was too busy calling people the R slur to raise his kid. You are not wrong. You are absolutely right. He literally left his kid when the kid was 9 to go pursue streaming, and along with that, just like fuck dozens and dozens of girls unaccountably and underage women too. Yeah. Yeah, we've gone past the heavy stuff, so. Oh, wait, can I don't think I can do that on stream. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta go. No, I gotta go see a guy about a bush. Right? Just like see a guy about a horse. I've never understood that as a euphemism for going to the bathroom.
Gotta go see a guy about a horse?
Yeah. Well, come on. It's a turn of phrase I've never been fully comfortable with. All right, I will be right back. Oh, there we go. How we doing, chat? Lamb Chop runs a stream now. I wish. Voya Marbolito. Drop a Chad off at the pool. What the fuck? There's no way. That's not a saying. Gotta see a guide about a thing, except you're saying bush because you gotta go pee in a bush, but you're gonna make it sound fancy. No. I meant go see a guy about a bush because it was weed. Are we able to watch some of the playlist vids while we wait? I want to go through the illiteracy thing first. ¿Qué les trajeron los Reyes Magos? ¿Qué es trajeron? Thank you very much for El Salve, $2. You should adopt Destiny's son. You could fix him. Well, I'm not gonna. Obviously, I am in no position to adopt or fix anybody. But I considered reaching out to him for the video, and then I watched the interview of him, and I might reach out to him, like, just personally, because that's a kid who's fucking struggling with a lot of shit that I struggled with. And I want to say, not being a Nazi, because I never had that, like, Nazi phase or whatever that some people go through. I don't mean in that. I mean, like, when you listen to the way he talks about other things and the way he talks about his relationships and how he sees himself, and particularly there's a bit at the end of that interview that I watched where he talks about ADHD and him having ADHD, and the groiper that he's talking to is like, oh, do you think ADHD is real? Because, like, I thought it was this, that, and the other. And I was like in Nathan's corner for a second, because I was like, Nathan was like, no, I know it's real because I go through this shit. I see, my teachers see it, everybody sees it around me. And it's just, it's rough. I know a lot of the shit he's gone through. Just seeing this 14-year-old kid, like, seeing some of the, just, I don't know. The younger a kid is, I don't think he's gotten to that point where he's able to, like, really lie about his emotions. And the real fucking frustrating part, the really fucking frustrating part is that in the footage, he doesn't talk shit about his dad, but he does, like, refer to his dad as being absent, and he talks about how he gets attention on the internet, and how that's why he likes pissing people off on the internet and triggering people, because it gives him attention, it gives him something to go on. And then you can juxtapose that, which I did in the 20 or so minute kind of first draft I popped up on Patreon. So if you're a patron, you can sign up, be a patron for $2, come to the Discord, come hang out. And you get to have a 20-minute first look at the Destiny deep dive I'm doing. But one of the things he talks about is, sorry. What are y'all talking about? Oh, the ADHD stuff, yeah. And it was just so, one of the other things that Destiny has talked about is how he was left alone and unsupervised as a kid. And he felt unsupported from his parents. And after watching Destiny for so long, I say it in the video, I don't like to speculate whether somebody is or isn't neurodivergent, because there's a lot of different indicators. But I do think, like, Steven is absolutely some brand of ADHD, neurodivergent, autistic, somewhere in there. All
right, good evening, everyone. My name is JT Siskowski. I'm a reporter for Status Quo News. And tonight... I am reporting alongside the Midas Touch Network. We, and when I say we, it's myself and John Farina behind the camera. We are here outside of the Canopy by Hilton in downtown Minneapolis. And that cacophony of noise that you hear behind me is the collective rage of the city of Minneapolis, the city of St. Paul, the surrounding area, the state of Minnesota, and a large portion of the United States of America expressing rage against the Trump administration for killing Renee Nicole Good. She was shot and killed here 2 days ago by an ICE agent. That shooting is now under investigation.
I am sorry about that. I forgot. I had my headphones resting for a bit.
As well as the FBI. This protest is outside of a hotel, the Canopy by Hilton, that activists say has hosted
Bubby Stitch, thank you.
Here in the Twin Cities area. And this demonstration is about giving no rest to any agents who might still be staying inside tonight. For the next 2 hours, this sound that you hear behind me will continue as a way to send a message to any ICE agents who might be inside the hotel, to the hotel's management, that ICE is not welcome here in the Twin Cities. They want the Trump administration to withdraw these agents, to end the occupation
I don't know if I know these cats,
and
but
cities across the country, and end the killing of American citizens, end the killing of all people. We've now seen many deaths.
Oh, I do. I want to watch the fucking. We got to watch the Jesse Ventura. Oh man.
Of shooting deaths and shootings that have played out in city after city here across the country. The reason I can say that with so much conviction and authority is because we have been on the ground in those cities for the last many months. We have been reporting across this first year plus now of the Trump administration on the ramp up in ICE activities that included the establishment.
Next time I go to a place, I'll have to keep an eye out for them because I remember people pointed out other like content creators to me when I was in LA. But the only person I really recognized was Hassan.
And tearing apart communities. We documented ICE raids in New York, the occupation of Washington, D.C., raids in L.A. 2 months we were on the ground near continuously in Chicago. We followed Border Patrol to Charlotte, where they threatened our cameraman John Farina with arrest for attempting to document what Border Patrol was doing in that city. And now, since the beginning of December, we have been on the ground here in Minneapolis and in St. Paul to lift up the voices of people here and hear from them themselves about how they feel about the Trump administration's immigration enforcement policy.
in the YouTube
and I think this noise and the hundreds of people who are here speak for themselves just in that visual and in that sound. But we will be going into this crowd to hear from them tonight. Before we do, I have to say that to do this on-the-ground reporting, where John and I are away from our families for days, weeks, months at a time, it costs a lot of money to status quo. And it's not
fucking men to that.
This kind of
and it's
reporting
not
is
fucking
something
fun.
that social media algorithms just reward on their own. So if you can, a huge help would be to like this stream, share it, to spread it to as many people as possible, to get the word out about what is happening here on the ground in the Twin Cities. Because otherwise, Trump administration, the right-wing media machine, is attempting to drown out these voices with a river, a sea, a flood of misinformation. We saw it play out today with the release of more video from the murder of Renee Good, where the vice president nearly instantly, as soon as that video was released, was commenting on it, boosting it, trying to make it seem as though the Trump administration was somehow exonerated, when in the opinions of many, it only served as further damning truth that an American citizen was murdered at the hands of immigration enforcement agents. So please, like, share this stream, get it out to as many people as possible. If you are able, the next best thing you can do to support lifting up truth in this time, supporting the shoe leather, on-the-ground journalism that we are doing, is going to statusquo.com/join for as low as $5 a month or 16 cents a day. You go to keep us here on the ground, where we need to afford hotels, travel, food for while we are here, as we report from dawn to dusk on what it is.
All right, we're gonna watch this because I get it. Hey guys, I get it. You gotta do ads. Like, especially I do not. Like, look, I'm still paying off debt from the LA trip, so y'all, if you want to throw some ducats my way, I appreciate that. But man.
Principal, school administrators? I just talked to everyone in there and told them how proud I was of them standing up to the draft-dodging cowards Gestapo.
And you,
he's like here's the thing. Jesse Ventura kind of reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger in a lot of ways, where he has had a lot of, well, except Arnold way less conspiracy pilled. Jesse has had a lot of weird beliefs. He's had a lot of conservative beliefs. But much like Arnold, I genuinely believe that as a person, he's got his heart in the right place. And to me, that is always the most important thing.
Felt like there's progress? Did it make you feel better to have that conversation, or what would you say?
No, I'm just saying, as a graduate of Roosevelt High School and as the former governor of Minnesota, I'm so proud of Roosevelt High School and how they stood up for what is supposed to be America and freedom. And freedom is not arresting people without warrants. We have a system here. It's called a Constitution. And we have a party, the Republicans, who don't seem to want to abide by the Constitution. January 6th is a prime example of that. And now they're all free and they're in charge. You know what? Maybe it's time for Jesse. I only did one term. I'm owed a second.
He is. Oh my God, he's straight up cutting a promo. That's crazy. He falls. I don't know. It's kind of fun to watch him fall right back into just like the pacing and tone. Like, you have to be a showman to be a wrestler and to reach like Jesse Ventura levels, certainly. And I think, like, yeah, fuck it, I would fucking vote for him over. Like I would absolutely. Bruce Magston, thank you very much for $20. Holy shit. To more trips. Also, base Jesse Ventura. He was right about Hogan and the McMahons. Yeah. People are pointing out in chat. Jesse is one of the many. Hulk Hogan wasn't somebody who was liked by a lot of people in the wrestling world. The Iron Sheik, certainly. And then Jesse is another very prominent, has come out against him pretty publicly. But no, I love. Yeah, it's just fucking rad. It's rad to hear how concise and clear he is, actually. Like, not that I'm necessarily shocked about that. He was a politician, he was a governor, but he seems, it's rare that we get somebody in politics who sounds so lucid, that also doesn't sound totally full of shit. Who sounds like they're actually speaking their fucking mind. Like, at this point, I really feel Graham Plattner and AOC, and then, you know, a lot of other people are kind of walking that line.
Want to know something? I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now. You want to know why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf, right? You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law and went under dictatorship. We went from nobody to a guy with a machine gun on every corner. That's what happens in a dictatorship. In comes the military. That's what's happening here. And people better wake up to it. You want to read something? Then read your history of Germany.
Damn. Fucking spitting fire. El Salve, thank you for $5. If Trump kidnapped Maduro for crimes against humanity, then does that mean China and Russia get to kidnap Trump for the same reason, or it doesn't count? I mean, Trump was just talking about going and invading or attacking Iran because they were shooting protesters in the street. And ICE just murdered a random civilian. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. Oh, Jesse Ventura's always been... We've been talking about that. Jesse Ventura's always been kind of based. Like, he's always been kind of based in the very weird way... In the very weird yet unique way a lot of people from that generation are. Like that generation of like Vietnam, 60s, 70s. Like just people whose hearts are in the right place, but they came up in a different time, right? Like that's kind of the thing that I bring it down to. Yeah, exactly. Chaotic good in a deeply 80s way.
And start comparing the tactics of what happened in 1930s Germany to what's happening here. Read history. You learn from history. And this is nothing new. This is all repeated. This is a game plan, it looks like to me, you know, of what's going on here. How dare Minnesota, we'll take care of ourselves. We don't need federal troops coming in here without warrants.
Some people have said this undermines local law enforcement.
It undermines the entire Constitution. The military cannot be turned loose unless it's a national emergency.
Here's the thing that I think a lot of other people, especially as we look at building coalitions, building community, spreading ideas, gaining sympathy, as you look at trying to build a mass movement, because movement building, community building isn't just something you can only do if you have an office, if you have funding. It's not something you can only do if you're meeting with your weekly socialist book club. Like, it comes down to the smallest interactions you can have that help convey your worldview and help to create the better world you want to be a part of type shit, you know? And I think a lot of people are going to be presented with the idea of shying away from people like this because they might be too abrasive or they might not agree with you on everything. And I caution anybody against that, because at the end of the day, if somebody has goodwill and a genuine care about people, they will try to learn. They will try to meet you where you're at. I've known a lot of people like this in comedy, for example. Comedy is a perfect example of this. Comedy full of blowhards, full of self-obsessed assholes and edgelords and tryhards. Comedy is also full, and I mean like local comedy scenes are full of people who have lived lives, who have seen shit a lot of other people haven't. And so you might not expect it by looking at them. You might not expect it by the way they talk or the way the jokes they make might be a little offensive. But then when you least expect it, and this was my experience with one of the old guys that I thought at first I was kind of an asshole. I thought like, oh, if there was somebody in the room who like is like down with conservatives, it's probably him. And then one time before I went up on stage at an open mic, he just asked me, oh, hey, I meant to ask, what are your pronouns? And I said they, them. And he's like, okay, if I mess it up or if I, and he gave any trans person has heard the, if I mess it up, I'm sorry, I don't mean it that way. Right? Like anybody who has had a straight person around you try and like respect your pronouns and how to address you has gone through the experience of hearing. Sorry, checking lady. experience of hearing the like, I'm sorry, I might not always get it right, or the pre-apology. And my favorite ones are when people accidentally say, because it's really common in this part of America to say dude and man as interstitials. So you'll be like, dude, or come on, man. It's super common. And then if you're around a like straight person, they'll pump that out, and then they'll just like immediately be like, well, I mean, I don't. You know what I mean, and it's always just like, yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, it is like sometimes it is the people that you might least expect because of their exterior or because of some of the other things they believe. But it is so much better to have somebody of goodwill in the foxhole with you, who is willing to stand up and fight, even if they don't understand, because they believe that it is worth fighting for still, that they believe that you are worth fighting for. These motherfuckers, that is the thing that is currently defining the conservative movement, is that they do not care about one another. They have their own selfish little goals that they want to see perpetuated. But if given the chance, they would turn on each other in a second. Anyway.
See, they're going to tell me this is a national emergency. I went to school here. I'm a 1969 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt. I'm proud of them for what they did. They made me proud as an alumni. Go Teddies. I held 3 school records in swimming, 2 District 17 records. Our football team was undefeated.
Are you supporting Governor Walz and Mayor Fry the way they've been outspoken towards?
Absolutely. Good for them and good for these people that stood up. They're teaching their students something, that we are a country, that we have to be a country of law and a country of the Constitution. They're all forgetting about the Constitution of the United States of America. We don't even have it anymore.
Hell yeah, Jesse. 10ebs941, thank you for $20. I'll throw 20 your way, but 2000 FPS Halo when? I've played Halo. I think I've played Halo on stream, but actually, Halo is one of the only games only multiplayer games I can play for the rest of the year. So, maybe soon. The only other really multiplayer game I can play is Star Wars Battlefront 2. And the multiplayer is usually just bots. But he gives it anyway. Also, the body venture is sometimes wrong, but he gives a darn about people. Exactly, and that's the thing that I prize in somebody. It is. I would rather have somebody who genuinely gives a shit, even if they don't agree with me on everything. It's like, and that I think that is the. I think that's why I am not as like I don't watch his stuff, but I am not as ready to jump on Hassan when he fucks up or says something, is because like I've seen a lot of the shit he does and the lengths he goes to. I believe Hassan gives a fuck about people. Like we had bullets and rubber bullets and tear gas flying by our heads in LA. I know I wasn't there. I wouldn't be there if I didn't fucking believe in what I was there for. Now, you fucking compare that to Asman. Okay, Asman, he doesn't leave his room. He just celebrates the murder of mothers in the streets and posts on Twitter all day. Like that's it. That's somebody who I do not think gives a fuck about anything. Also, yes, Johnny Viral in the chat. Thank you so much for sharing that. Friend of the channel, Very Tall Bart, needs some help. They also have the link to their GoFundMe on their page, a more recent post. They only have a couple $1,000s left, but them and their partner have been facing some really, really hard times lately. So if you have any, I've gotten a couple bucks today. If you have any spare bucks to give, please go consider donating. We've watched their content on stream a number of times, and they've supported the channel. I want to send some love their way. Blade Valant, thank you very much for $5. Gotta go eat dinner with wife. Thank you for good vibes. It's always good to maintain that in darker times. Haven't you received? No, I have not received my Soros check. God, I'm hoping. Ooh, I really want that Soros check. Ooh.
Going rogue and doing whatever they want and saying whatever they want. Who are they held accountable to? I don't know.
Today we also heard that the state of Minnesota, from Attorney General Keith Ellison, that they are going to be launching their own investigation into the shooting, even though the FBI is going to withhold evidence from that local investigation. What's your hopes for what a truly independent investigation into the shooting, what it could achieve?
I don't know.
I guess a better question might be, like, what does justice to you look like? What would you hope would be the outcome of a truly independent investigation?
Well, I would hope that ICE officer would be arrested. Obviously, that he wouldn't be an ICE agent anymore. I don't know. I don't know what can exactly logistically come of an investigation like that, and out of like a positive outcome for the Twin Cities would obviously be that all ICE agents have to leave. I don't know if that's a realistic outcome of what would happen to this investigation or not, but I think that's what I would hope, and that's what everybody here would hope.
I mean, I think that's what probably a lot of people are feeling right now, or hoping for right now. When you look out at all of these people who have essentially come to say either the same thing or something very similar to the message that you came to deliver, what feelings are inside you to be surrounded by all these people standing up together and saying ICE out of Minnesota?
I mean, I think something that I've been feeling has just been the feeling of there is some hope, and like Minnesota, the Twin Cities, Minneapolis specifically knows how to organize. We have these community networks already. People want to participate. It's like we've been set up for this from George Floyd and Black Lives Matter protests in 2020. And so it's I don't know. There's really a feeling of community, and like locally, just in Minneapolis as a whole, and then also locally within neighborhoods, I think there's a really strong feeling of like, I am a part of this. I can help out in my neighborhood, and I can help my neighbors.
El Salve, thank you very much for $5. I would reward you with $1,000 if you crush Destiny or Aspen in a debate, $2,000 if you destroy them both in a boxing match. $2,000, that I would be stealing the money at that point. Like, have you seen Tiny? Destiny's nickname with his community is literally Tiny. And it's not in an ironic way. Deadbeat VT, thank you for following. VTubers, wow. Yes, and Asman wouldn't agree to a debate. Like, here's the thing. I know Asman wouldn't agree to a debate with me. I've thought about asking him. Because I figure like maybe I could get him to be like, oh well, obviously this person has no following, so we can just dunk on them. Which he already does that on Twitch or Twitter or whatever. He tries to do it, and I think what the helly? Oh man, I just noticed my Mad Max cup is chipping. But yeah, no, he is a little bitch. Like I can say that with authority. He is a little punk ass bitch, and he he won't even debate Hassan. Hassan's been trying to get him to debate for a minute, and it just seems like he literally doesn't want to. Or no, it's not that he literally doesn't want to. It's that I think he knows he cannot debate. I think he knows that he is unable to, present his arguments in a rational way and be able to take criticism directly. I think it's very much the same as like why Synth would never do a debate, is that like he just knows that he's too dumb for it. It is easier for him to keep talking with essentially a wall that keeps agreeing with him. Addercop, thank you for tier 1. Is Niara in here? Did Niara come in here? Shout out Niara. Who's shouting out Niara? Why are we shouting out Niara? What happened with Niara? Oh, yeah. Well, Asman debated Hassan. I think that was more of a, like, that was more of him, like, having a conversation, if I remember. That was, like, him trying to good faith engage with Zach, and come on. You will only debate Hassan via chat, and Hassan still rolls him. That's funny. Trump decided to make a post about credit card rates. Oh, goody. I can't wait to see what it is. Oh, boy. No longer let the public be ripped off by credit card companies that are charging interest rates of 20 to 30%. Okay, what about the banks charging overage fees? Because this is such fucking bullshit. Last year, they made it so that banks can charge like $20 or $30 for overdraft fees. And the banks had... $20.25. Huh. Yeah, here we go. Several large U.S. banks collected more overdraft fee revenue during the first 3 quarters of 2025 than in the same period a year ago. Trump administration's defanging of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Some of the banks say the uptick is a result of more consumers using overdraft services. So more consumers overdrafted and they charge them money. Holocaust, is this country a scam? Beef. Posted jumps in the income they generated from overdraft and bounce check fees during the first 9 months of the year, while 2 big banks reported sharp declines. Broader economic regulatory shifts make it more likely consumers will encounter them. Also highlights some banks still rely on overdraft fees despite industry promises to rein them in. Following political pressure during Joe Biden's administration. Wow, weird. $2.99 billion. Republicans move in May scrapped a Biden-era Consumer Financial Protection Bureau regulation that would have curtailed overdraft fees, which would have saved depositors $5 billion a year. Huh. Crazy. That sucks. Anyway. Zilladadurg and Labchild, thank you for following. Sophie, also thank you for following over on Twitch. I do want to keep reading through this really quick. Officials sent recruits to a Georgia training center before drug test results, later discovering some tested positive. Rad. At the academy, some recruits showed up with tattoos tied to gangs and white supremacists. Oh, no shit? Oh, word? One bailed for a court date on a gun charge, and another was arrested for exploding at a bus driver. To boot, sex harassment accusations emerged, with a source describing the Daily Mail predatory behavior during training. The report poured cold water on ICE claims that over 85% were experienced officers already trained. Quote, even those who identify as former law enforcement, they're not being properly vetted, one official said. Background checks don't happen until after people start work, one official said. HR rubber stamps applicants in days. Training was slashed from 16 weeks to 6, with sit-ups eliminated because recruits couldn't handle them. I'm sorry. You cut more than 2 months of training. And one of the most core basic exercises they have children do. By December, 584 recruits had washed out. How do you... Oh, dude, I'm sorry. If you washed out from that, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's fucking funny. This isn't the Department of Baking Cookies, one source said. This is the Department of Homeland Security, where you can be deported from the country. And now we're employing people who are not equipped to tie their own shoelaces. This whole thing is a complete disaster from beginning to end. Aren't equipped to tie their own shoelaces is fucking scathing. Coyote, I'll be protesting ICE in Cincinnati again. Please be careful if you're going out there. I don't know what the weather's like over there, but I imagine it's cold. So the Times did a massive interview with Trump that we usually don't get. I wish they would do it a little bit differently, but whatever. Baby, is that you? Yeah. Okay. I was cleaning the mirror, sorry. Oh, no, it's okay. I was just, I want to make sure that noise was you. The next phase of Trump's renovations to the White House is a new, quote, Upper West Wing. Hammock says hello, Koa. Koa says howdy. Hey. Doing office space. Build a lavish new ballroom. Mr. Trump is turning his sights to a more famous section. Wants to build a second level that connects the West Wing to the White House residence. If he liked what he saw, he would move forward. Like, what? It is so annoying. Wait a second. Holy shit. Thank you for being here at Tier 1 for 20 months. No, they haven't even finished the... Like, it's so annoying to see this shit where it's just using our tax dollars on one hand to have lavish parties at Mar-a-Lago and remake historical buildings in the most gaudy, chintzy, tacky fucking image. And then with the other billions of our tax dollars, they aren't funding schools, they aren't funding food, they aren't helping people get medical care. They're shooting us in the face in our own streets while they drag our neighbors off. Yeah, Johnny Varro, you're right. The ballroom is going to be an AI data center, same budget and specs as centers built in Israel. I don't want to get too conspiracy brains because they absolutely could. And if you think about it for a second, they could build it under the actual ballroom. Right? Like if they are building down into the earth, build it down there. Wait a second, I've been around since your original hate church video. I know. That's why I'm so surprised. Not surprised that you're still here. I'm surprised that I don't know. I'm glad to have you. West Wing aides could have office space, or it could be First Ladies' offices for future First Ladies. Brick walkways in Lafayette Park and replace them with granite? I'm spending my own money and I'm going to redo it. I pay everything, which is fucking bullshit. We already know that's just straight up not fucking true. During a nearly 2-hour interview, Trump described not only his plans for a large ballroom that has more than doubled in size since it was first proposed, but also his ideas for more building projects, including renovations, as well as the international airport and construction of a triumphal arch near Arlington. If they do the fucking Arc du Trump, that shit's getting blown up. Like when the war kicks off, came into clear focus, raising some concerns among commission members about the size of the project. It's fucking huge. Ugh. First Lady, so Dee Dee's dog gets to live in the White House, she would love it. She would absolutely not cause any problems. During the interview, Trump said one main point of constructing a new ballroom was to have a secure site to hold an inauguration. Said it would have bulletproof glass 4 to 5 inches thick that can take just about any weapon that we know of. That's one of those things that happens and you look at like, oh, that's bad. And then we all go about our day. President made clear assassination attempts were against him were on his mind. Damn. You know what? I'm starting to see he's just like us in some ways. That's crazy. It's not like it was 30 years ago. You've got to make a speech today. They got the long ranges. They can go 10 football fields, okay? When you actually write out his words and you don't have like the cadence to drag them together, it's crazy. It's not his fucking, it's not actually. I hate this. This isn't actually his fucking house. Like it is, it's called the People's House. Project's price tag has also grown. Trump initially said it would cost $200 million to build before raising the figure to $300 and then $400. Shocker. I forgot about the National Garden of American Heroes, a sculpture garden that Trump proposed his first term and Congress allocated $40 million for in the One Big Beautiful Bill last year. He was eyeing a spot on the Potomac. He's just fucking looting the entire country. And people are just fucking letting him. Received several phone calls during an interview. He answered 2, one from Brett Baer and one from Colombia's president. Reminding us that he felt he had not been treated respectfully. I'm really good at real estate. Maybe I was better at real estate than I am at politics. Like, it looks tacky as shit, dude. Like, look at this fucking, like. God, I hate him. Glitterfist, thank you for following. What do we want to take? Do we want to take over under bets on whether or not the Garden of Heroes will include a Charlie Kirk statue? Do we think they'll still be pretending to give a fuck about Charlie by then? Yeah, it's horrible. Live, laugh, left sign in the Oval Office. Yeah. It's just all of this. It doesn't even match on each side. It's just the tackiest bullshit. That's the only way I can describe it. Oh, I'm a big fan of democracy, Trump said. Let me show you this before I talk about democracy. He's turned his gaze to the miniature replica of the White House complex, complete with junior American flags and a tiny Marine one. Behind... Wait. Hold on. Hold up. What am I fucking reading here for a second? We were seated amid the gold leaf carvings adorning the room and the warm, camera-ready lighting Trump had installed throughout the West Wing. On his desk were various news clippings and a file marked top secret. Behind his desk was a photo of his son, Don Jr., crouched under the resolute desk, just as JFK Jr., the toddler son of a young president, had done in a well-known photo published in 1963. Its golden frame was engraved, "Favorite Child." Okay. How old was Don Jr.? Was this an adult picture? They need to clarify. Wow. Imagine being called AI by this dipshit. Good God. From stage left emerged Natalie Harp, an aide the president calls AI because she searches for things on the internet and delivers documents. She assisted him in passing out a few visual aids. One document with the headline "Trump on TikTok," complete with a personal note from Shao Chu, the company's chief executive, highlighted the president's popularity on the platform. Sure. Yeah, like literally he calls you AI. He doesn't refer to you by a name. He completely dehumanizes the people in his fucking orbit. Oh my God. Last question. I feel physically the same. I feel the way I did 40 years ago. Sure. I think Joe Biden is the worst thing that ever happened to old people. God, he's so fuck ugly. Literally like he was never an attractive person, but now every angle, every look has been it's so wrinkled and bloated and just like if you tried to turn hot dog skin into leather. Blah, blah, blah. The world has heard about some of the slights Trump mentioned, including his long-running frustration he has not been awarded a Nobel Peace Prize. He's so fucking mad about that. He's so mad Obama got one. I've ended 8 wars and didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. Pretty amazing. Obama got it. He was there for a few weeks. He didn't even know why he got it. His desire to be praised and his anger over not being praised adequately poked through in less expected ways, including when he was talking about potential conflicts of interest in his family business. Quote, I got no credit in the first term. I got nothing but criticized. He did not feel he was praised enough for keeping his sons from pursuing international business deals and for donating his personal... It's because you were still using it to profit, you fucking dumbass. Ugh. Enter the room, but standing, blah, blah, blah. Miniature United States Treasury building its rifle placed in the model set. Says he hasn't taken obesity drugs, but probably should. Mused publicly about friends and staff. That's a good picture, too. Friends and staff who take what he calls the fat drug. The president has never addressed whether he himself has taken one of the popular obesity drugs. It's just he's a fucking kid, dude. Like he has the brain of a child. To the point where he literally the shit on his desk, he's just like, oh, fucking airplanes and shit. Always respect election results, but in the U.S. they're rigged. Well, that's the opposite of what you just said. Issued a warning to Nigeria during our interview. When asked if the Christmas Day military strikes against the Islamic State amounted to a broader military campaign, he said, I'd love to make it a one-time strike. Christ, man. I prohibited them from doing business in my first term, and I got absolutely no credit for it. I found out that nobody cared, and I'm allowed to. That is the most clear summary you could possibly fucking find of how the Democrats affected any kind of change between Trump 1 and Trump 2. It's right there. I found out nobody cared, and I'm allowed to. Crazy. Greg Hinojos, thank you very much for 8 months of being a member. I'm having a hard time managing my anger with how abhorrent ICE and our federal government is acting. Absolutely disgusting, heartless, unempathetic ghouls. Yeah. 87B68, thank you for super chatting. $2. Have you heard Hassan's theory that Trump is bi-ro-ace? Bi-romantic? I don't know. I think like I can generally see him being a total sociopathic narcissist who all of the sex shit he's done in his life is just to exert like power and will over somebody else. George Washington conducted business while president. Oh, crazy. It's like a different thing. Sean Combs asked Trump for a pardon letter. Trump indicated he had no intention of pardoning several other high-profile people. These include Nicolas Maduro, Robert Menendez, former senator from New Jersey, Sam Bankman-Fried. Trump was also asked about whether he would consider pardoning Derek Chauvin. I haven't been asked about it. You just were. You just were. Mr. Trump last month pardoned former President Juan Orlando Hernandez of Honduras, who was at the center of what the authorities had characterized as one of the largest and most violent drug trafficking conspiracies in the world. But when the Times asked Trump whether there was any scenario in which he would consider pardoning Mr. Maduro, who was charged with drug trafficking-related offenses, he said, "No, I don't see that." Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. The Nugget Man, thank you for thank you for following. Hyundai plant in September. Yeah, no shit. We asked Trump, this is fucking useful info, when Americans might expect to receive the $2,000 checks he promised to send from the revenue the country made from his tariffs. He said he didn't need congressional approval. Sure. I would say towards the end of the year. Buddy, this country's not going to look the same at the end of the year. I hope people fucking realize that. And here is one of the things I really wanted to get into, because this is fucking insane. Trump says his power is restrained only by his, quote, own morality. Oh my God, Greg Canogis, thank you for gifting 5 memberships to Carnell, Brutus, Crochet Whimsy, Cosmic Persephone, and Trevbot EXE. Thank you so much. Garby the Cat, hello, just popping in to compliment and thank Dead Domain. I doubt I'm her typical demo, but I care about peeps who care. Thank you. Anybody is my demographic, even cats. I don't have one of the things I'm actually kind of proud of is that I don't really have a like locked in demo. I am constantly surprised by how old or not how old. That was rude. I'm sorry. Constantly surprised by how wide the age ranges are for people who watch me, and then like the backgrounds. And like I am constantly surprised by the amount of people from South America, from Europe, from Asia. Like it's very encouraging. It's very refreshing. I'm glad to have y'all here. Fighting Hobbit, thank you for 20 bits. I'm not even a fan of Washington, and old Georgia had twice the balls these people do. Oh, absolutely. George W. fought and won a war he had no business winning on the power of nothing more than I'm George fucking Washington. Yeah. I'm pushing 40, so I'm up there. I don't think fucking 40 is up there. Trump declared on Wednesday evening as power as commander-in-chief is constrained only by his, quote, own morality, brushing aside international law and other checks on his ability to use military to strike, invade, or coerce nations around the world. Asked in a wide-ranging interview if there were any limits on his power, Trump said, quote, yeah, there is one. My own morality. My own mind is the only thing that can stop me. What the That's crazy. I'm actually not gonna. I'm gonna be leaving a little bit soon because, which I am sorry for. I wanted to have a longer stream today. Co and I do have a little bit of a date night, turn the phone off, get away from the news night planned. We're gonna go get some food and watch a movie soon. But I do want to finish this really quick. No, you don't, Kiwi TP. You don't gotta entertain yourself. I'm gonna drop you into another great streamer's. What is your deal, dog? Oh, her ball is under my foot. Here, go get it, goofball. Hey, what do you want, dude? What? Huh? What? You have water. You have water. Here. Get out of here. Okay. I don't need international law. I'm not looking to hurt people. When pressed further about whether his administration needed to abide by international law, Trump said, I do, but he made clear he would be the arbiter when such constraints applied. Quote, it depends on what your definition of international law is. There's one. There's only one. There's only one. There's only one. Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Greg and Otis, for 5 more. Holy shit. For Crazy Capricornus just to be here. Magar and Dippy Sink. That's a funny name. Jesus. Thank you so much, Greg. Assessment of his own freedom to use any instrument of military, economic, or political power to cement American supremacy was the most blunt acknowledgement yet of his worldview. At its core is the concept that national strength rather than laws should be the deciding factor. Jesus. In the conversation with the Times, Trump sounded more emboldened than ever. He cited the success of his strike on Iran's nuclear program, his designs on Greenland, which are controlled by Denmark and NATO ally. When asked what was his higher priority, obtaining Greenland or preserving NATO, Trump declined to answer, but acknowledged it may be a choice. The president's insistence that Greenland must become part of the United States was a prime example of his worldview. It was not enough to exercise U.S. right under a 1951 treaty to reopen long-closed military bases, which is a strategically important crossroads for U.S., European, Chinese, and Russian naval operations. Quote, ownership is very important, said as he discussed with real estate mogul's eye the landmass of Greenland, 3 times the size of Texas, but with a population of less than 60,000. Because that's what I feel is psychologically needed for success. I think that ownership gives you a thing that you can't do. Whether you're talking about a lease or a treaty, ownership gives you things and elements you can't get from just signing a document. He does. He sees all of this shit as just like it. God damn. 10M's 941. Thank you for $10. My previous comment regarding your 2000 FPS, I meant your Xbox 360 series. Halo 3 when. You're awesome, and hopefully you enjoy your time. Keep your head up in these dark times. Thank you. I hope I haven't done a shooter video in over a year, but I hope that I will find some fun time this year to do. Well, no, I can't because of the Xbox. I'm only playing PS2 era games this year. Oh, no. Like, he doesn't want... I need to be clear. We've talked about this before. Greenland is a massive pile of rare earth minerals that they want to put data centers and AI shit there. Like, that's what it is. I can't fix what they destroyed in 4 years immediately, but if you look at it, I have more investment income coming in than any president, than any country has ever had. I think that many of the people that came in from Somalia, they hate our country. examining the criteria for taking away citizenship. If they deserve to be stripped, I would, yes. Jesus, cat, what do you want? Oh my God. Also, Fighting a Hobbit, thank you again for 20 bits. The only silver lining to all this happy horse is that we have the stupidest fascists on the planet who are speedrunning the Lebensraum and failing at every turn. Stephen Miller is evil. Is also a frothing at the mouth 4chaner and everybody sees it. The coalition won't survive when the... Oh, yeah. Like, the reason why so many people are like, oh, I can't wait for when it happens is because I think even if you aren't hooked into, you know, entirely into, like, political analysis spaces, you understand that without Trump... Can we see? You want to see the baby. Want to see the cat. Okay, give me a second. Here is your baby. Hello, my love. Hello, my dub. Hello, my dub. You can come up here too, lady. You can come up here too. Hey, my love. Hey, my dub. And there's Lady's tail you can see in the corner too. Le baby. Bubby Stitch, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for... Oh, Miss has been loving neck scritches lately. Like, she's been going crazy. Look at her. She's like, oh yeah. Oh, that's good. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you climbing on me, huh? Lady Addis, thank you very much for $10. Nice kabitty meow. You want to say into the mic? Oh, lady is not happy. Come here, boo. Oh my goodness. Okay, chat. I'm gonna... Lady. All right, miss. There you go. Do you want to be on camera? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Is this what you asked for? Oh. Hey there, baby. There you go. Oh. Hey, baby, come on. Come on. Come up here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Where are you going? Come on. Come up. Come up. Come up here. Come up here. Come on up. You're playful. You want to play now. Okay, chat. I'm going to go pay attention to dog and then go get some dinner. Is she a black lab? She is a lab pity mix. Probably with some Jack Russell something in there. She's a mutt. She's my Walmart parking lot baby. As my ex-wife got her out of the back of a car in a Walmart parking lot and just brought her home one day. And yeah, that is my baby. Say hi to your... Oh, Koa. What? Carnell told me to say hi to my other dog. Aww. Koa says, aw. Thank y'all again for hanging out today. Thank you, everybody. If you haven't yet, please check out some of the more recent videos. Share them around. Does Lady like the kitty? Oh, they love each other. They're sisters. They've been... Actually, as it's been getting a little bit colder... they've been sleeping together on the couch a lot, like snuggling up together, because the cat she's getting older, she's getting kind of skinny, and so she just likes being warm places, and Lady is warm. Lady is a warm dog. Alrighty, chat, we've got... Who do we got on here? We could go say... You know what? Yeah, let's go. We're going to go say hi to Rin. Rin Vixen over on Twitch. Go say hi. Go spread some love. Go follow. And then if you are, or if you're not yet, please like, subscribe, and follow everything on the channel. And I will see y'all. Oh, we will see everybody on Sunday for Mass Effect.